talk a little bit more about how he managed to snare an ex-Formula One star to his rally team. Please welcome Malcolm Wilson.
To be honest, we were in the same situation 12 months ago. We were really trying to get him into one of our cars then. He then decided to take a different direction, but ever since then we always felt that we really wanted to get him into one of our cars. And he's got a close association with the guy who runs my Polish operation. So he's been working very hard behind the scenes. Again, it was a very last-minute decision, but as you can imagine, I'm delighted the fact that that we've got Robert in the car, and I think already last weekend he had a great start to the season.
It's great for the profile of your operation up in Cumbria and for the sport in general. Are you surprised by how quickly he's adapted and how well he's been going in his, frankly, very few outings?
No, I think he actually visited M Sport about 4 years ago, even before he had his accident, before that. So he's always been very interested in rallying. And he's actually, even when he was doing Formula One, he had a car as well, and he was doing the odd event that probably a lot of people didn't realize about. So he's got a really good understanding of the sport. But I think the thing that's really just shocked me as well is the amount of dedication and commitment that he puts into it. Just as an example, because of his restrictions with his arm. I mean, he's been in the workshop. He was there until 11 o'clock 2 nights, working with the engineers and designers, trying to reconfigure the handbrake and the gear change mechanism. And the amount of work that he puts into the recce's, getting all the video footage, and he came to Rally GB and actually had made his pace notes from video, which is, something that doesn't really happen.
He's obviously operating at the very top level. He did in Formula One. He was a Grand Prix winner. So I suppose it shouldn't be a surprise that whatever he turns his attention to, he gives it his full commitment and 100% dedication. He's a top sportsman, isn't he?
Well, that's certainly what we're seeing. And again, if you look at his performance at the weekend, I mean, very, very strong the whole way through. And he basically saved the best to last. He used, what experience he's got with a fantastic tyre choice combination. But not only that, I mean, if we saw the events last year with the WRC2, that some of the times that he was doing in a regional car, there's nobody actually got that close to a World Rally car before. So I think, as he said there in the interview, the second half of the season is the events where I think, the tarmac events, which he's already done this year, I really think he's going to be very strong.
It's all part of a really big change for you guys for 2014. You've got Mikko Hirvonen coming back. He won a lot of rallies for you in the Focus and the Fiesta. He's joined by Elfyn Evans. So you've got a top Brit in the team. Very exciting times for you.
Yeah, it is. It's fantastic. I mean, okay, Mikko, he had great success with us. He's had 2 difficult years. I just hope that we can get him back into his winning ways. And what I want to see from Mikko is that I want to see him smiling again at the end of a stage and when he comes into service. I haven't seen that for the last couple of years, and I feel that if I can see that, then I know that he'll be driving to the best of his ability. There's no question he pushed Sebastian Loeb on a couple of occasions for the championship, and I just hope that by bringing him back with us, we can relight the touch paper, and really he'll be a good mentor for Elfyn. And hopefully, I think everybody, we have to face the fact that Sebastian Ogier is going to be the favourite for every rally. But everybody knows that if you apply a bit of pressure, then that's when mistakes can be made. And hopefully, Mikko can be there to sort of capitalise on that.
Looking at the bigger picture, you've got a top Brit in a top seat. Chris Meek is obviously running in a factory Citroën. Good times for the WRC ahead. Hyundai are back. Are we seeing a really important turnaround for the sport now?
Well, it's great, the fact that we've now got Hyundai, VW, Citroën, and obviously ourselves. So I think, yeah, I mean, it's been difficult times for WRC, there's no question, with the loss of the promoter a couple of years ago, the new promoters sort of bedding themselves in. We're starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel. So, and I think there's no question why, there's, you mentioned there, the 2 British drivers back in WRC, hopefully, that will bring us back to the days of the Colin and Richard. So I think the the foundations are in place. I don't think we're going to see, what we had previously, certainly this year. But I think it's something that I think the platform's there to build on.
Quick word about M Sport's other activities. You're obviously very much in bed with Bentley now in the sports car arena, and had a fantastic debut in Abu Dhabi. Is that something that sort of you found has been very hard work, or have you sort of taken to it quite well?
Well, it's completely different. When all my life I've never done any racing, so Abu Dhabi was my real first involvement with racing. So I always said right from the outset when we started speaking with the Bentley people, I wasn't really concerned about the design and engineering side of the project, but the area there where M Sport had no knowledge was obviously the racing side of it. But I'm pleased to say that once we've been appointed as the people to do the program, then there's a lot of people actually in M Sport that had been involved in racing. So we had actually quite a bit of experience in there. And for me to go to Abu Dhabi and not really be in control was a little bit different to doing a rally, because obviously that's all I've ever done. But I must admit I was really surprised, and I can understand why the people get so attached to the racing side of it, and it's certainly something that I'm really looking forward to. I think we had a great debut with the car. Really pleased with the performance. Still got a lot of work to do. We've got a big test coming up in Portugal at the end of the month. But as I say, really encouraged with the performance of the car.
Have a great season. Thanks once again for talking to us. Ladies and gentlemen, Malcolm Wilson.